Well, hello everyone. Welcome to P.B.M. Vending. I've been working on this video now for a couple of days, and I knew what I wanted to say. I just didn't know how to say it. And it just came to me out of the dark. As you can tell, we're gonna call this a week in the life. And here's what I mean. If you have watched any of our videos, you know that I try to do one thing every day towards everything that is important. Like I try to do one thing every day towards our vending, towards our rental, towards our machines, towards everything. One thing every day. And so I had a really eventful week, and I was trying to decide, did I have a good week, a bad week, an average week? What kind of week did I have? And I went over and over and over, and I decided, I don't know. So I'm going to go over and I'm going to let you decide. All right? So, the company that places my machines, they keep track of all my machines, and I went over it, and 3 of those, I had thought I had updated those, but I guess I didn't. And right off the top, there was 3 of them that I lost, 3 of those accounts that I had lost. So I shot off an email, and I said, hey, I lost these 3, and he said, okay, you get 3 replacements for $20 each, which is a good deal. So I said, great. Never heard back. I waited a week. So finally I sent him another email and said, how do I do that? And he said, oh, well, I'll go to this link. So I went to the link, placed the order. Okay. And in addition to that, I had 2 placements, and then these were kind of sketchy to begin with. Usually they send me a replacement a day or 2 before it needs to be placed. They sent me these 2 new placements 2.5 weeks ago and said, put them both in on thus and such a date. And I thought, okay, there's something not right with that. But I did it, and I live in an apartment complex, so I had to schlep those machines down a half a block of hallway and downstairs and load them into my car, and the candy and for those of you that have done it, it's an ordeal. So I go to the first one, and the guy says, I made myself perfectly clear on the phone, I am not interested. So I was like, okay. So I go to the second one. Now, I live in Illinois, okay? And the fact that they were giving me restaurants should have been a red flag anyway. Both of these were restaurants, by the way. So I go to the second one. The door's locked. The light's off. Nobody's there. So as I'm driving back, it occurs to me what had happened and why it took 2.5 weeks. Whoever did the calling just went through and she obviously made the calls, and they told her to go fly a kite, and she wrote them up, submitted them to her boss, made it 2 weeks out so she could get paid for it, and by the time I figured out that they were no good, she'd have her money and be gone. So anyway, so I lost 3 off of the thing, plus the 2 that I didn't get today, plus the schlep, and then I come home and I got to schlep the machines back up the stairs and down the hallway and up. So anyway, so I had to deal with that. When I went to one of the accounts that I went to last week, which I did not get in, by the way, it was a Chinese restaurant, and the lady evidently didn't speak very good English. I said, hey, I'm here to bring your candy machine. She said, you candy? I said, yeah. So she opens the door and hands me 3 candy machines. Now, I knew that I go to this restaurant, and I knew those machines had been abandoned over a year ago. The candy was sticky and gummy, and the machines were antiques, and it was just a mess. So, and I did the research, and I knew that if they're unattended for 6 months, they are considered abandoned. So I took the darn machines. I thought, okay, great. You know, maybe I can hobble together something here and get me a machine or two out of these that'll work for free. So I took them. And of course, I was going to drill them, but I didn't. So I decided to take them to a locksmith because I couldn't see the name on the outside. I didn't know what kind of key to get. So I went to a locksmith, paid $30 for 3 machines. He picked them. Okay, so, but I found $42 inside the machines. So spent 30, got 42, not bad. And he made keys for 2 of them. 1 of them he couldn't get. So there's a possibility that I could still, you know, if I want to get stands for them, I could get 2 free single standing machines. That's possible. So, is that good or bad? Would you spend $30 in 2 hours to get $40? I don't know. Good or bad, I don't know. Now, earlier in the month, I'd been negotiating with this guy about buying 5 triple head machines, but he couldn't find the keys. And I said, well, and he lives a far piece away, and I just didn't want to fool with him. I mean, first off, I can't fit 5 of them in my car, and he wanted $100 a piece. And I said, well, he had keys for 1. I said, you've got 1. I said, I called a locksmith. He said there's a 50-50 chance. I said, so if you can't find the keys, I'll take all 5 of them for $200, $250 if you drive them up here. I said, and I'm in no hurry. I'll give you to the end of the month. And he said, okay. So I kept touching base with him. And I'll be honest with you, I wanted him to find the keys. Because for some reason, I liked the guy. Never met him, never talked to him, just texted. But for some reason, I liked the guy. And I was rooting that he found the keys and I was going to have to pay $500. So, anyway, first part of this week, he says, I can't find the keys, but I ordered the keys and they're in locks and they cost $6 or something, and I'm going to get them and put them in. He said, and just to be fair to you, he said, I'll drive them up, all 5 of them for $400 so you can still have a deal. I said, great. Then he texts back 5 minutes later and he says, so you're in ministry? And I said, yeah. I said, we just got into vending so we could have a little income for our ministry. He said, that's exactly what I do. I'm assistant pastor at a church and we needed some cash and that's how we got these machines. And I was like, wow, God is good. He put us in touch. We're both going to get our deal, and it's both for ministry. That's pretty awesome. So that was a good thing. So now a few months ago, I had gotten several credit cards all at one time. And I did not stay on top of it. I have a terrible habit of being a routine guy. So when I get my bills, I put them in a stack, I do them on a certain day, I mail them on a certain day, and that's how I do it. Well, this particular credit card came in at a wrong time and I wasn't paying attention and the due date passed and I didn't even catch it until the second bill came in and it said that I had paid a late fee. So now I've got a late fee on but I found out just a few minutes ago that the first late fee they don't report. So, thank goodness for that. But in the process of doing that, I had also missed a special introductory offer. They normally don't give cash bonuses on the city double cash back, but I found one that was $200, and all I had to spend was $500, I think. Well, I had spent $350, so I missed the bonus. which is why I got the dang thing to begin with. But anyway. So then, earlier in the week, I signed up for Credit Karma. And the good thing about Credit Karma is it keeps 2 of your scores. I don't know why it doesn't have 3. I can't figure that out. So, I mean, I've got constant access and I can go at any time I want. I'm obsessive compulsive, so I check it all the time. But the thing I don't like about it is they are constantly trying to sell me something. Which, I mean, I get it. You don't get something for nothing. But just when I think I found something, that might be a little interesting and I go to click on it, there's a thing that comes up and says, okay, now you're being transferred. And I go to a site and they want me to sign up for $29.95 and get, I don't even know what. So it's just irritating. Then there was another one for another TransUnion, I think. And I signed up, and I think it was for $1, I think. And they gave me their credit thingamajig. And then it says, you can boost your thing by signing to allow us to look into your checking account to see how you pay your bills. And I thought, okay. They said the average is, I think, 13 to 15 points under your credit rating. I thought, well, that's great. I think that's actually part of the new FICA 10 coming in. And I thought, well, if I can get a boost, I mean, right now I'm 16 points away from my goal. So if I get 13 to 15, I am right at 800. So I thought, great, I'll go in there and do that. So I went to link it up, and they don't recognize my bank. So anyway, I don't know. So is it a good week or a bad week? I don't know the answer to that. And I still don't know. I mean, I got new machines, but I lost 3 placements. I got 2 new ones, but none of them accepted it. I got 3 free machines and $40, but I had to pay $30, and now I got machines with no stands and not producing any income. And so I guess if I look at the business and the credit and everything as a whole, I guess it's just been a day in the life of, or a week in the life of. I mean, isn't that how most of our things go? I mean, you have high points, you have low points, you have average points, and you take it all in stride and you say, so how did it work out? Not bad, not great. We did put one foot in front of the other. I mean, as far as the business goes, I got 5 more triple heads coming. I forgot to tell you. So one guy calls, and I had already replaced one machine. It's a garage. And I did it as a favor for a friend. And I put a triple head in there. And surprisingly, he did really well. But he called and said it was broken. So I went over and checked it. It's broken. So I had to replace it. When I brought it home and checked it, it had been there about a month. He had over $30 in there. And all from it was a triple head. And most of it from just the one side. And it was the side that broke, of course. So, I mean, so I got a broken machine, but $30. So I haven't even run a route, and I got $70 this week. That's good. But I got 3 empty no-stand machines that aren't functioning, and a triple head that I can't put out until I tear it apart and figure out how to fix the darn thing. Good week, bad week. I don't know. But we did put one foot in front of the other. We have made progress. It just doesn't feel like progress. It feels like pedaling in mud. I know my feet are moving. I know the wheels are moving forward, but I can't really tell. So I guess we can all relate to that. And that's why we called this A Week in the Life of. Well, I hope you guys had a better week and at least not as a worse week than I did. Well, you guys have a great week, and happy vending.